all about inspiring others to enjoy life 1 mile at a time. Today, we are chatting about the Buffalo Marathon that was completed by our very own Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
Hi.
And joining us also is Rob.
Hello.
And we have Megan. The whole gang is
Hi.
here. How awesome is that? So I can't wait to hear about the Buffalo Marathon. It's definitely on my list of must-do runs. And by the way, congratulations to everyone who finished. So let's get right to it, Jackie.
Jackey, you just recently ran the Buffalo Marathon. It's a huge milestone and a fantastic achievement. I think you need to talk about it for a little bit. So, if you want to briefly touch on Buffalo and why you think everybody should run it next year.
All right. Well, first of all, Buffalo is my hometown. This is the first time I've ever done a long race in a home city because I do like to travel for races. It's part of the fun for me. But it was such an awesome event. Like I'm so proud that it was my city that put on that marathon, and there were so many cool things about it. They had a 5K on Saturday, a shakeout race, I guess they call it. And that's basically what we did. We just kind of got through it, nice steady pace. And then right after that, they had registration, packet pickup, which was so easy. Everything was right there downtown at the convention center. And I was super excited because Jeff Galloway was there. And those of you who do Disney runs know Jeff Galloway is like a mini celebrity.
Who doesn't love Jeff Galloway?
I know. So we were like, woohoo, he's here in our town. So we got pictures with him. And then, we woke up the morning of the race. Everything was so easy. Like free parking, like what big city do you go to with free parking available? And I was nervous because, I'm used to Disney runs and I know I've only done Disney marathons. This to me felt completely different. It was a lot harder. And I'm not trying to discount a Disney race, but I know for me personally, I have the cushion of the 16-minute minimum mile. For Buffalo, it was 14. And you're stopping for characters, you're giving your legs, at least for me, not all runners, I stopped for characters, pictures, I rode Everest once. There was none of that in Buffalo. It was like pretty much moving forward the whole time. And so I'm really, really proud that, I finished the race and I did great. They had, first of all, this is what you got with your registration, this running jacket, which I think is really
That's
nice.
an awesome jacket.
Yeah.
That's
I really like,
incredible.
oh, wow. Nice. And then the shirts were dry fit for the 5K. And then I was, nervous like about bathrooms and stuff like that because, again, I'm used to Disney. I know the parks. I know there's real bathrooms, but they had porta potties, water, and Gatorade at every single mile, which I think's, that's awesome when you're doing 26 because you never know when you're going to really either A, need to go to the bathroom or I was very hydrated the whole time. You run and the half marathon, like you run the half with everybody. This was the tough part mentally because you all run the first half and you get to mile 13 and you're back at the convention center and you see the finish line for the half marathoners and you hear everyone cheering and you see people with their medals and you have to go around the block and then you pretty much, yeah, it's like, no. And then you have to run another 13. And I will say the
Not as
second
proud.
half of the course is not as nice as the first. The first half was beautiful and it was such a nice day. You run along the waterfront on Lake Erie and the sun it was just, I think everything about it was as perfect as can be. And another really cool thing, the first time I've ever seen is they had like GPS tracking as you're running. So my family was able to keep track exactly where I was. They had little dots on the map, and they could follow what streets I was on. And they were able to see me 4 times throughout the race. So I thought that was exciting. And that was my first big race where my kids were at the finish line and my mom was there. And it was emotional. I don't like to cry, so it's funny. They have me on video, and I kind of walk over, and then I walk away, and I look really mean, but I'm like, I didn't want to cry. So anyways, it was really cool. The medals. I'll show you the medals real quick. My only little complaint is I don't love the medal. To me, this is not the buffalo. That's our symbol of the city. It's running, so it looks weird to me. But if you're not from here, you wouldn't know any better. So that was for the marathon. I think the half was silver. And then the 5K was bronze.
Cute.
But that was cool. And then they had Saturday they had a kids run, which my son loved. He had so much fun, and they all got little medals too. So I don't know if you guys could see
That's
that.
cool.
That's cute.
I like the kids medal.
I
That's
know
really
it was.
cute.
Am I holding it up right? So,
Yeah.
and he and they did that. There was a lot of kids, so they did that in waves, so the kids weren't like over. There wasn't too many all at once. So I thought that was pretty cool. And each age group they ran a little further. So like the little guys, they only ran, a certain stretch, and then as it got older, it only went up to 8 years old. So just something to think about. But it really was a great, and the volunteers were so encouraging, like throughout. They were the whole entire race. It was really, really a great run on so many levels. So they didn't have bananas. I like my bananas at the Disney runs. They had, I think, 3 stations of goo. People like to think about that kind of stuff. But it was good.
Now, did you happen to see anyone famous
Oh.
during
Oh,
your run?
Sorry.
This
So
is
back
Yeah, you
the
teased it
coolest
at the
part.
beginning.
Coolest part.
Back to Jeff Galloway. When I see him at the expo, I confess to Jeff Galloway, I really haven't trained that well, and I was concerned. And he suggested, being someone who hasn't trained, to do intervals of about 15 and 15. 15 walk, 15 run. He said anyone can run 15 seconds. That was his words. But of course, I don't listen to Jeff Galloway, the Olympian's advice. So I pretty much ran the first 13. And then I started doing like a minute and a half, and then 30-second walk. And my brother found me at mile 13, so I had company from 13 to 20, which I think are the worst miles in a marathon. And I get to mile 20, and I gave my brother some Tylenol, and he left me. He said, I don't know what was in that Tylenol, but he felt great. So he left me, so I'm hurting, and I'm just putzing around, and I look up, and there's Jeff Galloway just passes me. And so I'm like, I'm gonna follow him. So I'm like, literally, he has a little beeper, and every time he'd walk 15, I'd walk 15, and he'd run. I think he was doing 15 run, 20 walk. And I just was like his little shadow. And eventually, I'm like, I'm sorry for, tagging along. And he was like, no problem. He was so cool. He's like, no problem. And there was 2 other ladies with us, and I think his wife, Barbara, but she kind of fell back a little bit. So at one point he went and got her. But he was talking, he was telling us about going to, I think, Russia when he was younger, and Morocco. Wow. And he was telling us some stories. And I found fascinating, I didn't know this, he drinks Coca-Cola.
Yes, he does.
Wow, running at
yes.
like mile 22.
Yes,
He's
he
like,
does.
what? Isn't that crazy? I don't know, I find that crazy.
Because at Wine and Dine, I turned to Brooke and I was like, he's drinking Coke. Like, he has 2 of the 2 bottles of Coke, that not 2 liters, but the smaller 16 ounces, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants.
That's what and he was really cool because he kind of went back with his wife. I met 2 ladies. We were running. We were doing the intervals together. And we got to about almost mile 26, and they wanted to kind of sprint ahead. And my body just wouldn't let me. So I'm like, I'm going to stick with my 15-15. And because I know the city enough. They were from Atlanta. I knew we had to loop a little bit more. So, and he comes up near me again, and I said, hello again. And so we're getting close to the finish. And I said to him, I go, do you guys sprint at the end? Like, how do you handle it? And he was cool because I think he was like, oh no, he's like, that's your moment. You go ahead. You go ahead. Like, he was encouraging me to do it. But honestly, my body could not do that. So as we're crossing or coming up to the finish line, it's kind of neat because Jeff Galloway, and he's in like so many of my pictures. So I'm like, maybe for once I'll print some marathon pictures because I don't know. I don't think that would ever happen again. And
how often do you get to have pictures with Jeff Galloway while you're running?
Yeah, and he was like this little running angel that got me through. And I really don't want to say I don't know if I could have got it because I'm sure deep down I would have found a way. But he made it like him and the other ladies that were with him from Atlanta. They really made it enjoyable. You had someone to talk to. And it's true, like the 15 and 15 interval, I would have never thought of doing such short intervals. Yeah. And it really works. And you're talking and you're going with the flow. You're not out of breath. You just keep going. It's just like, okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So it's something to think about, intervals are interesting because everyone does something different. But if you're someone who's nervous, I highly, highly recommend that. So that was my Buffalo Marathon experience. So. And the course was really beautiful. In fact, talking to Jeff Galloway, he just was raving about the area and just the architecture and the streets and the neighborhoods. And he was just saying how he loved the course. And he was saying from his point of view that he likes smaller cities like that versus big cities like, you know, Chicago, New York, Atlanta. He's like, I love these. He says he loves Des Moines too. He said Buffalo and Des Moines he really, really liked.
Really?
Who knew?
And this is the guy who's ran all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's pretty high praise. So,
it's people think Buffalo. I mean, I've heard this my whole life, and they're like, they think it's beautiful. It's a really gorgeous city. We're right on the water, but people don't realize until they come visit. So come visit.
All right, so there's Jackie's Buffalo plug for the day. Just don't go see them play football. Anyway.
Oh no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
That's right, Jackie. I'm sure the Patriots will suck someday.
They did in the 90s. Oh.
So that's going to do it for this video. Again, for everyone who did the Buffalo Marathon, major congrats. Congratulations, Jackie and our friend Shannon. That's an awesome job. If you ran that race, please leave your thoughts and how your experience was in the comments below. We'd love to hear your input. Thank you so much to all our new subscribers. Truly appreciate your support. And for everyone watching this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out our podcast. Rob posts the entire version of the chats we do. I do a condensed version here for YouTube, but you definitely want to check it out. Links will be below. Did I hit everything, guys?
I think so.
All right. So as always, take care and have a joyful day.